Today you're going to learn how to build a simple circular animation in SwiftUI. So here we have a simple timer with a circle around it, showcasing how much time is left. And now let's get started. So we already have our timer code ready here from a previous video, and we're gonna be only focusing on the circular animation part. So as you can see here, the timer is going down, right? So first we need to layer multiple views on top of each other, which is why we need a Z-stack. And I'm going to explain why in a second. So first we're going to create a Z-stack like this, right? And then we're going to open up curly brackets, as you can see here. And then here what we're going to need is a circle, a simple circle, right? And this is going to be for the background. So this circle is going to be in the background. It's not going to change at all. And we need another circle. And then this one is going to be the one that's dynamic, that's going to move and show that the timer is going down, right? And then for the first circle, we're going to start with this one. We're going to apply a grade outline. So we're going to do dot stroke like this. And then we're going to specify the color. So color dot gray. And then let's say opacity of 0.3 or something. And then we also need to specify the line width. So how thick it is. And now let's get rid of this second circle for now, just so we can see it. So as you can see, it looks good here, right? It's just a gray circle. And now let's move on to the next one. And this one is going to have all of the progress logic behind it, right? So the trim modifier, we're going to start with that. So dot trim like this, that's going to let us cut out parts of the circle. And then it's going to take in from, so it's going to obviously start from 0 and then 2. And then this is going to be a CG flow like this. And then it's simply going to be the time remaining here we have. So time remaining is declared over here. And then this whole thing is going to be divided by a new variable we're going to create, which is going to be the total time. And then this total time is just going to be a constant because it's never going to change. So let total time equals 300. So total time here is going to stay the same at all times, and then time remaining is the one that's going to change. And now we're done with the trimming. We're also going to apply some stroke to this one. We're going to change the color, and then we're going to go with blue. And then we need to specify the styling. So stroke style like this. And then this is where we're going to specify the width for this. Let's just go with 8, I guess. And then we can also specify the line cap like this and go with dot round. That way the tip of the circle is rounded. So you can kind of see it working over here, but there's still some design choices we can change. So we can add a rotation effect here, which will change the rotation of the circle. And then we're just gonna make it look better by just doing -90 like this. So it's starting from the 12 o'clock instead of the 3 o'clock. And then lastly, we just need to make the animation smoother. So we're just gonna go with dot linear like this. And then we're gonna specify the duration of each change, which is gonna be 1 second. And then the value is time remaining. So each second time remaining changes, this linear animation will play, right? And then one thing that is missing here is just adding this text inside here. That way it's in the middle instead of the bottom. And then we also need to change the size of the whole Z stack. Let's just say width 200 and then height 200. Cool. Yeah, we probably don't need to put height here, so we should be good. Now let's zoom in and see if everything is actually working. So as you can see over here, everything seems to be working. So you can see the circular animation go down here. Now what we can also do is just maybe make this 60 and then make this 60 as well and then see the difference. That way it's a bigger gap between the changes. So you can see it goes faster. We can even go with 15 seconds and try it again. So you can see how fast it's going over here for 15 seconds. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you learned something new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.